A couple of months ago, I really needed internet. Okay? And one of my friends said, don't worry about it, G. I got a great deal for you. Go ahead and come over and we'll sort you out with your internet. And, I got into the deal. And he says, only 50 euros a month. I was like, okay, what a great deal. I really need it. Come on, let me have it. It was good until a few weeks ago. And a few weeks ago, that's when one of my other friends told me that apparently Vodafone does exactly the same deal for 35 euros. And also, there's another company that also does it for 35 euros, Aircom. So all of a sudden now, I was like, man, I pay 50 euros a month when I could be getting exactly the same deal for 35. So you can imagine as an African, every time I see this brother now, whenever I see him, I'm like, dude, I think you owe me some money. Basically, but the thing is, there's a price you pay for buying into somebody else's opportunity. If you don't do your due diligence, you gotta know what you want, but you have to do your due diligence. Due diligence is in separating facts from fiction. As much as you want something, you gotta do a little bit of research into it. Otherwise, it can cause a lot of pain and a lot of confusion. A lot of people leave university, a lot of people leave college, and they're in jobs where they're frustrated for 10 years. They hate their job for 5 years. They're pained and they're confused because the opportunity they bought into isn't delivered. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And basically, I need you guys to understand that you guys are very creative individuals. And every single one of you have got an amazing opportunity to be in Ireland as Africans. And the thing I need you to understand is that it's not Ireland this opportunity. I need you to understand that it's you that are the opportunities. I don't know about you, but every now and then you hear stories on the news about there's been a breakthrough in technology, and it's always exciting, right? It's always amazing. There's been a breakthrough science, and everyone's like, oh my God, what is it about? What message I want to give to you guys, I need you guys to understand that you guys are the breakthrough right now. Is that thousands of years people have walked on this earth, right? Thousands of years people are going to continue to walk on earth. Millions of people have been born, millions of people have died, but none of them have ever had your fingerprint. So don't tell me that your efforts do not matter, because your efforts make a difference. You are the opportunity. Ireland is good, America is good, but I need you guys to understand that you guys are the opportunity. I want to give you guys 2 ways of how you can spot what an opportunity is. First of all, in order for you to understand and see an opportunity, I need you first of all to know what it is that you want. If you don't know what you want, then you won't be able to spot your opportunities. You need to have an aim, you need to have a goal, you need to have an agenda in order for you to take advantage and see exactly what the opportunity is. Second of all, I need you guys to understand your own personal value. See, the thing is, if you know who you are, you're not going to mistake a certain opportunity to be somebody else's opportunity. I need you to understand who you are and how valuable you are, and how creative you are, how creative you are. Millions of people have walked on this earth. None of them have got your fingerprint. Les Brown, famous Les Brown, he reminds us this. He says that a dog can only be a dog. It's just who they are. It's what they are. A tree can't help but to be a tree. It's a tree. But human beings, we always have this ability within us to transform our lives. And we can transform it through working hard, through transformations of pushing goals and having visions. And through having visions and working hard, we're able to transform ourselves. We don't have to remain as we are. You are the opportunity. Every single one of you guys are the opportunity, And I need you guys to understand how essential that is, how important that is. And I know there's been a long night, so I'm going to get straight to just finishing this. I'll lead us with a simple story, okay? A simple story, hopefully I can do it justice. And the story goes a little bit like this. There was 2 small boys, really, really small boys, right? That were playing. And of course it was in Europe. And they were playing on the river that freezes over through, They were playing on top of a river that was frozen. And what happened was, one of the boys broke through the ice, and then the other boy broke through the ice. And they were fighting for their lives. Both of them were underneath the water. and they were fighting through. And one of the small boys, they were only around about 7 years old, one of the small boys managed to get himself out of the water, out of that ice, and climb over. And he managed to somehow hold his breath together and be able to get out of that water, get over that ice. And he managed to look around where he was, and he was able to see a couple of trees. He ran over to the trees and broke a branch. And somehow, even though it was cold, he managed to run over to see where his friend was. And at this time, it was so cold that ice had covered where his friend was. So his friend was now fighting for his life underneath the ice. And this small boy who was only 7 years old, skinny, he was beating the ice, and he was beating the ice, and he was beating the ice. And he was beating the ice, and he was beating the ice until the ice broke. And he managed to separate that ice and hold his friend and pull his friend out. When they found the two boys, they were cold, they were shivering. And everyone around who found them were wondering, like, how was this small boy able to, first of all, escape from the ice and then get the strength, even though he was cold, to get the branches and break through ice and get his friend. He's only 7 years old and skinny. How was he able to do it? No one could figure it out. That was until an old man showed up. And he said, I was an eyewitness to all that happened. I can tell you how the small boy was able to do all that. It was because there was nobody around to tell him that he couldn't do it. I'll leave you with that message, so that hopefully you understand the potential that you guys have got within you. Your efforts are so significant. They're so important. And as Africans, I need you guys to rise up and be somebody this year. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. Let's connect. Hopefully we can contribute and make this place the place to be, simply because you guys are choosing it to be this year.